Once upon a time there lived a young girl named Sophie who loved exploring the forest near her home. One sunny afternoon, Sophie decided to wander deeper into the woods than she had ever gone before. The further she walked, the thicker the trees became and the quieter the forest grew. Eventually Sophie came upon a small clearing that she had never seen before. In the middle of the clearing stood a beautiful unicorn with a shining white coat and a long, golden horn jutting from its head. Sophie gasped in surprise and delight. She had heard tales of these mythical creatures but never dreamed she would encounter one. Cautiously, she stepped into the clearing. The unicorn's bright blue eyes watched Sophie intently, but it did not run away. Sophie knelt down slowly and held her hand out. The unicorn stepped forward and pressed its soft muzzle into Sophie's palm. Sophie giggled as the unicorn's fuzzy lips tickled her hand. From that day on, Sophie visited the unicorn every chance she could. She named the magical creature Starlight because of the glowing white coat. Starlight seemed happy to see Sophie whenever she came, greeting her with a whinny and nuzzling her gently. The two became fast friends, frolicking together through the woods. But Sophie faced a dilemma. She wanted to tell everyone she knew about the incredible discovery of her new friend, but she feared if others found Starlight, they may try to capture the unicorn or drive it away from the forest. So Sophie kept her special secret close and told no one. This became difficult, as her parents and friends wondered why Sophie spent so much time alone in the woods, but she knew she must protect Starlight. One day, Sophie brought an apple for Starlight as a treat. When she entered the clearing, she gasped in horror as she saw a masked man trying to lasso the frightened unicorn. Sophie shouted, "Let my friend go," and rushed towards Starlight. Startled, the man dropped his rope and ran away into the trees. Sophie threw her arms around Starlight's neck, comforting the trembling unicorn. From that day on, she knew Starlight was in danger. Sophie decided she must tell her parents about Starlight in order to protect the unicorn. That night at dinner, she explained everything that had happened in the woods. At first her parents were shocked, but they could tell by Sophie's detailed descriptions that she was telling the truth. They agreed that Starlight must be kept safe. The next morning, Sophie brought her parents to meet Starlight. At first the unicorn was shy, staying on the far side of the clearing. But eventually curiosity won out. Starlight approached slowly and allowed Sophie's parents to gently stroke her white coat. They all could tell the unicorn was a gentle, wondrous creature. Sophie's parents set up cameras around the clearing to monitor for intruders. News spread quickly around the town of the mythical creature living in the forest. People waited with cameras hoping to catch a glimpse of Starlight. But Sophie's parents helped her set up ropes and signs asking people not to enter the unicorn's home. They knew Starlight would not thrive with crowds of strangers approaching. The townspeople did not want Starlight to leave forever, so they agreed to leave the creature in peace. And so life returned to normal, with Sophie visiting her friend as often as she could. She and Starlight enjoyed their secret world hidden within the woods. The unicorn became a symbol of magic and wonder to Sophie and her family. Their town became known as the home of the mythical Starlight Unicorn, although few ever saw her. Sophie learned an important lesson about keeping an innocent and defenseless friend safe, even when it meant revealing her secret. The magical unicorn also taught Sophie that true friends will be loyal, no matter if you are human or an enchanted forest creature. Sophie would never forget the special day she first earned the friendship and trust of the beautiful unicorn Starlight.